All right, welcome to ISIS in the Bible, Summer Gathering Week number 9. Did I do that? And when I just tried to record this, I got kicked out of Zoom, so Mars must have did that. We're going to talk about that today. So the question for today was, if you had one gift to give to your world, what would it be? So by now you should know that you are the chosen one of your world, and you are experiencing everything around you based on your past actions. So let's imagine together some beautiful images of how you would transform your world. And that's how we can group actualize it. So we did that, like we said, and some beautiful responses. So calmness, caring, show people how to trampoline and music, enjoy life, laugh and smile, release all judgments, give them more time, give them more hope, fun and stillness for all, hugs to all, exchange love, authenticity, transformation, kids art. So it's just the name of some of them that we talked about. It's beautiful. So make those images so we can group manifest it or actualize it. So what's happening in the sky? And I title this, Uh-oh, shot off the bow and who started this fire? It's interesting that there's some things going on in the media. Don't pay attention to the media because the media is going to align with what's happening in the sky and try to get a rise out of you. But no matter what the media says, your karmic experiences has only to do with you. So stick to your narrative, your world, what you want for your world, and not what somebody else is trying to get you to think, because what you think is what you attract. Get it? Mars today, exactly at 333. This is the chart for that. So today, Mars, earlier today, exactly, is stepping on the tail of the snake. What does this mean? Well, it's a warning shot off the bow. If you're feeling things heating up in your life, it is because Mars is just a red-shifted Mary because Mars is red-shifted. So it's still feminine, but it makes you feel it more because it's larger waves, right? Redshift is a larger waveform. So if you're feeling things heated up, know that Mars is now in Libra, and Libra is the weighing of the heart. And it's stepping on the snake, the north and south node, which is your ego and our materialistic desires and the ways that we think that aren't good. They're red-shifted, they're materialistic. So Mars will be in Libra until November 14th. So about a month, a little bit more than a month, where it comes out into right here on November the 14th. Mars exits Libra and goes into Scorpio. Procreation, manifestation. And then the sun meets with Mars on November the 18th. So it's important. So this is all happening around the station of the cross between Libra and Scorpio. Weighing of the heart and procreation, sexuality, temptations, right? That's Scorpio. That's Lilith's home. Here's Lilith coming. Lilith is coming up the flank behind, right? As you see here. Lilith will be stepping on the snake. She does that on Lilith will be there. Temptations are going to get high for some people depending on their chart. And that would be on October 14th. Don't forget, Lilith is the temptress, Medusa, right? Turn you to stone. Also, Juno, the earthen mother, has now left Cancer, your aura, and she's now entering your heart. So you got Mary Magdalene now is entering into Leo with Venus and the Black Moon. So Venus is Mother Nature, Black Moon is deep spiritual signs. And I'm sharing this with you, not just consensus. I'm sharing this with you because of the signs that I get that are actual astrological events that I get to witness. So I know exactly what these do. So expect an increase in anima encounters. When I say anima, I mean the animal, the soul, every living being, insects, animals, people. This has many makings of a heart as light as a feather tests. So tests of a heart as light as a feather. And remember, whether it's affecting a fire in your life directly or indirectly, i.e., if you see it from a distance, it is still yours to help because it's a test of the ego. So as more and more you learn to understand that you can release your karmic debt, you'll start seeing them further and further away, but they're still yours. So if there's anything you can do to help, you should, especially if it's happening right in front of you, even though it's not yours. Help them with understanding that it's a karmic event, it's their ego, they need to release, they need to forgive, right? If we walk away from it, it'll just keep showing up in a distance from us because it's just a reminder for us that don't forget everybody else because we can't leave them behind. So remember, today, Mars is stepping on the tail of the snake as Mary's making her way to step on the tail of the snake and be exactly aligned at 0 degree Aries on November the 27th. So thanks to Sister Tammy Maxine for this video. It's only about a 4-minute clip, and I'd like to play it for you. What they don't tell you about the pineal gland, there's a lot of truth in this, so this would be a good one to listen to.
Now, this melanin that I'm talking about, you see it in your eyes and it makes your eyes brown. But some people don't have any melanin. So when you look in the eyes, you're looking at the veins in back of the eyes, and therefore the eyes look blue and green and gray because you're looking at the veins in back of the eyes. But you actually have an iris, which we call an iris, named after a black woman. You call it the iris of your eye, that's named after a black woman named Isis. Now, we're talking about the inside of the brain, and these are brain cells increased to the size of a car. They look like little bubbles here. Look like little bubbles, but this brain cell is actually blown up to about the size of a car. And in the center of your brain is this thing here. It looks like a galaxy. We don't know what it is. It's really big in people's brains. We don't know what this thing is, but it's sitting right below your pineal gland. It's a gland in the center of your brain, the center of your landmass, the center of your brain, the same place where Egypt sits, in the center of the landmass of the earth. It's a gland there called the pineal gland. And we couldn't study it directly at one time, so we studied a pine cone and to study the spins and the cycles of this pineal gland. It's a little gland about the size of a pea, but it looks like a pine cone, and we call it the pineal gland, and it secretes this melanin, and it changes the melanin into hormones. These hormones stimulate action during the day. We call it serious action, serotonin, and in the evening it makes you mellow, and this hormone is called melatonin. It makes you mellow. And the one that makes you serious during the day, we call it serotonin. So melanin controls when you're going to become a man, controls every clock in your body, controls when your eyelashes grow, when your eyebrows grow, when your teeth grow. Melanin synchronizes the rhythmicity of your system, keeps things from being in conflict, synchronizes motion, helps you dream, helps you have these thoughts that you didn't know you were going to have. Melanin does that. It's the key to everything. It's a man who showed you how this thing works. He said, these are the cycles in the body. Everything has a cycle. The tide goes out, the tide comes in. Everything has a cycle. There's day, there's night. Everything has a cycle. And you have all these cycles inside your body. The kidney has a cycle, the heart has a cycle, the intestines has a cycle. But something has to keep these things in order, and that's melanin. So a man said, I'm going to show you these cycles. I'm going to make them into little wheels and show you how these things are synchronized. And he said, here it is right here. It's a wheel clock. The man's name was Benjamin Banneker. He knew melanin. He said, you don't understand it, but I'm going to show you how this thing works. These are the cycles of your kidneys. This is the cycle of your pancreas. And he made them into wheels. And they all work, but they're synchronized by one rhythmicity, which they call melanin. That's where the wheel clock comes from. Every invention comes from your body. To know your body is to know everything. The camera comes from your eyes. The speaker comes from your ear. A nuclear reactor comes from your liver. A car motor duplicates your digestive system. Everything comes from your body. Crystals that they use in computers were learned from studying melanin crystals. That's where they got computer chips from. Everything comes from your body. If you want to know how to put something together, study the body. Computer chips duplicate melanin crystals. That's how they got it. No problem. You want us to discover something? Discover yourself. So we're looking at this, and we're looking at this galaxy here. We don't know what it's about. It has orbits, it has spins. All we know is that it's sitting right underneath the pineal gland. And the pineal gland controls this rhythm thing, how this thing moves and spins. That's what it does.
Thank you, Mr. Imhotep. Thank you, Sister Tammy, for sharing that with us. Anyway, did that tickle your pineal gland, eh? Isn't that something? So we're going to talk a little bit about some cycles and how we talk about the body. The earth is our body as well. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So I've been looking for a link between the stars and weather effects we witness on Earth, but maybe it's just, did I do that? Or maybe the stars map the lands. We do know that the Earth is 100% reflected from the stars. And just in this one quick brief slide, the hurricanes, just category 4 and 5 from 1851 to 2002. There they are. They all seem to be stemming right here off the west coast of Africa, and they shape the lands. Something is shaping the lands. What do you think it is? Is it me? Is it you? Who is it? Right? This is just for the Northern Atlantic region, right? The North Atlantic Basin, they call it. This is a Gleason map, the true map of our lands, okay? The flat map. Earth is not flat, but we live in a sphere, not outside a sphere. And I'm going to talk about this in a minute. And then so I'm just doing some tracking models, and I'm trying to predict when the hurricanes occur, but I think that's because of us, because of our redshiftedness, our ego, our snake. And the more we come to terms, the less the hurricanes will be. So this is the Gleason map with, you've probably seen this before, I've showed it before, with the zodiac over top of it. I'm going to show you that the stars map the lands. So here's Aries, and I know that the California coastline, where we used to have a California island, for one Phoenix rising ago, California island was there and it disappeared, okay, because the stars shaped the land. So Aries, is that not the head country? The ram, isn't that not the head? America is the head country. We got to change that because it's not. But that's what it's talked about. Isn't Taurus? See South America? Isn't the bull found in South America? Taurus, the bull, absolutely. Look at Leo. Leo aligns with Africa. Is not the lion? Leo the lion. Does not that align with Africa? Absolutely, it does. Look at Virgo. Virgo, the Virgin Mary. Who's Virgin Mary? That's Isis. That's pure love within you. It's not a deity, but look where it's at. Virgo is right there in line with Egypt. India, Libra, weighing of the heart. India, the East Indian people, aren't they one of the most loving, calm, balanced people in the world? They really are. They're like role models. So we're affected by the landmass that we live in. Scorpio, China's there. Don't we have scorpions in China? Heck, they do not good things with scorpions, and I think that it's time for them to stop. So Scorpion there. This one was a tough one, but this is the first one that got me to align the zodiac with the lands. Sagittarius, well, Corona Australis sits right here in the sky, the constellation, and there's Corona Australis, Australia. Here you got New Zealand. New Zealand is Capricorn. Capricorn is half fish, half goat, half water, half land. Well, when you're coming this way, you got nothing but water, and you start finding land. So it fits. Aquarius, aqua, water, etheric waters. It's the second set of waters. Pisces, the two fish. The constellation Cetus is here. The story of Jonah and the whales. That's the whale and constellation in the stars. So the stars, the constellations, 100% map the lands. Did I do that? Do my thoughts aid in creating this shape? Is it always this shape? I think the latter really means a lot, but how it happens really does depend on how our snakes are. If they're less redshifted, then the storms will be less. The lands do separate. They do separate, and they fall in. The theory of plate tectonics is one that is not understood properly, because the stars do that. Earthquakes, like I said, the California island here, because this is 0 degree Aries, where the Alpha and Aries arise, Phoenix rising, and this part here used to be an island out here, and it sunk away. If you look at the 1600s, you'll see a California island that doesn't exist anymore. So prior to that, it was just like this. So are we going to get an earthquake there? Someday we will, because We're constantly shrinking and growing. Right now, we're in the shrinking phase. So I just wanted to show you that. Here's a bird's eye view of astrology and weather that we're working on. So this is just a whole bunch of, I'm just going to skim through this. This is all the work we're doing, trying to find that link between weather and astrology. We're getting there. We see some very hopefuls. But why am I showing this? Because if there's anybody out there that's studying this and then watches this video, we could use some help because we're still missing a couple links. So we're doing earthquakes, hurricanes, meteorites, floods, all those things. Because we are a part of what shapes this land. So if we can predict phoenix risings when we die and when we die in the cross, so why not the individual events? Like these earthquakes, hurricanes, and all that, because 100% it has to do with us. So yes, we are a part of creating them with our thoughts. So it's time to regain our true wisdom there. Okay, just a couple of quick little feel goods. Thanks, Sister Violet, for this gem from the document, The Symbolism of the Triangle in Ancient Egypt. Over the centuries, Isis has many people become in the effect of the goddess above all others. But originally, her role was quite specific. Originally, Isis demonstrated to humanity how to transcend mortality, how to overcome or rise above the apparent death of the physical plane through love, wisdom, and the right use of magic. In fact, one of her titles was Isis, the Great of Magic. But the magic is just revelation, knowing who you are. You're infinite. You don't have to do anything to overcome death. You already are that which does. You just got to know it. It happens anyway. But like I repeatedly say, you're working on your next life. Just keep trying. Just keep trying to make your world better. Because the next one will be here and you will be in it. Because you are the goddess of your world. And this is what's taught. A couple of quotes from Ken Wheeler. The unseen seer. The unseen seer, which is that which makes things become, but itself is unbecome and unoriginated, is for the adept imbued with wisdom to be fixed in the soul. For him or her who finds it, that rare few, that sage, that arahant or worthy, has crossed beyond birth and death, both, and either being or non-being are without meaning, for that which does not partake of spatio-temporality is unbecome, unbored, unmade, unseen. So when you think of the unseen seer, that which, when you let light into yourself, your higher self, that's the unseen seer. Another quote is, you can't measure the measurer. So the one that's measuring you, the weighing of the heart, is you. It's your unseen seer. It's your higher self. Because it's your own actions that bring back your own reality. This is what all the wise are trying to tell us. This is what's written all over the Egyptian walls. There's just one more thing, and that's all I have for today, is I did some research on the etymology of the word God, and I used AI. So Dio is not equal God. And why did I put that? Because Dio in Italian, Dio means God. Dio means Jesus. You are a God. You are a goddess. We're going all the way back, 4500 BC, Dio is the root of God, is Dio. It means to shine, the sky, the heaven. You are all of it. You're the sun, you're the stars, both fixed and wandering, which the wandering stars they call planets, they call asteroids, whatever. And then in 1500, that became the Sky Father, a god in Vedic tradition. And then going on, they call it Zeus, king of gods, and then Deus, God. That's where Dio comes from in Italian, from Latin Deus, God. And then Old English, they call it a divine being. So they're making it something that's outside of you. It's not. It's pure love within you, the unseen seer. So there's not a man in the clouds that will save you from your own unseen seer. Look here. Let your unseen seer that sees with your eyes that the word God dates back from 4500 BC to shine, the sky, the heaven. So you are the goddess. You are the unseen seer, the unmeasurable measurer that measures yourself. The ruler who cannot be ruled, i.e. measured. Is not a ruler one who measures? Egypt had no rulers. They're calling them rulers, kings. No, they're not. They're just trying to tell you that it is you on a different section in the wheel, the zodiac, a stage in your life on your journey of this human experience, being a spirit with this human experience. So we left these messages on the walls that we have an internal ruler, and not a ruler that rules over you. It measures you. It's the weighing of the heart ceremony. It's pure love, aka the ether. And when I was making this last little slide, the cardinal comes and cheeps on me right outside my window, and I go, look, there's on the cardinal point, Ceres was there, the harvester, which is in Libra right now, the weighing of the heart. So this is how we get our messages from our own unseen seer that lies within us. And the cardinal said, you will have when you need it in the precise moment you need it, not a moment before, nor a moment after. Cardinal. And that's from spirit-animals.com. So we're being guided. We just have to look. And that's our own internal unseen seer that brings this to us. It's beautiful. We're from love and we're going back. And there's no choice. Get over it. You're infinite. And that's all I have for today.